Hello everyone. So, full disclosure, I really have no idea how loud or how quiet my mic is, so I do apologize in advance for that, but I was going to try to make this video live. It did not happen, as I just made a new YouTube channel and all that kind of crap, so pretty much this video is just me showing you how I go about making my custom deck boxes out of Final Fantasy cards. So, here's one of them. They look, I think they look pretty good. They hold 50 cards. They take about anywhere from 11 to 15 copies of a card ish to make, depending if you mess up or not. Um, Other than that, all you really need is just, like I said, 11 to 15 cards, whatever color you want the inside to be. So for this deck box, I'm going to be putting yellow on the inside, but in this one I made red because it's, mainly fire. Some of my other ones I've made, we got this one, I put purple, and the only other one I have on hand is this one where I did blue. So that's really all you need. And of course, the tools you see here, which are just duct tape, clear tape. You want to always have some of these little Velcro things just to close it. Scissors. I use this thing kind of frequently to kind of help peel the cards and other things like the creases. So it's just straight and easy to go. You didn't want to get some kind of super glue. I recommend one that has like a brush on it, um, X-Acto knife, and a pen. I already kind of started this one a little bit, and I already started ripping off the backs of most of these cards because it does take a little bit to do that. So we're going to go ahead and finish up these last two real quick, and then we'll actually get into making it. And I'm probably not going to cut anything, so this may or may not be a long video, but yeah, I don't really know how to go about doing that. So pretty much what we're trying to do, I know it's off screen right now. We are trying to peel the backing of these cards off. So usually you can use like an X-Acto knife or just kind of like rub it with your finger a little bit. And it eventually will start to peel, which is kind of what we're doing here. I don't know if you can see that, but we're just peeling only the back part of this. So they're going to have, oh, excuse me. So yeah, we're peeling off this back part. So I usually get a little bit going with my hands, and then I use that tool to kind of take it the rest of the way. So the saying, I got this for like cleaning retro video games, like cartridges. You could probably use like a guitar pick or something similar to do the same thing, but it just speeds up the process so fast where you can just kind of rub it right here like that to just help peel off the back so much easier. The only reason why we even peel this back part off is we are going to be putting layers of like that duct tape on the inside. So it's going to be making backup for that. We don't want it to be too thick where it won't be able to hold cards properly. So um, I haven't actually tried it without tearing off the back, but I would assume it's easier this way. I mean, if it works, why not keep doing it? So yeah, this is a really fast way to get those backs off. So you got that one, and we can do this one real quick, hopefully. So, so you do have to be careful. There's about, I want to say like 3 layers on the backs of these, so I actually almost messed this one up. Um, you have the front layer, which actually has the card art on it. You have the back layer, and then there's like another layer kind of sandwiched in the middle. You want to try to do your best to exclusively get that back layer off. You'll know when you accidentally grab the middle layer because it'll be a lot thicker than what you used to. So whenever I was starting this corner, I accidentally grabbed a little bit, so I went to the other corner to kind of go forth with it. You can also, even if you don't have one of these tools, you can kind of just grab it like kind of how I'm doing like this. Just grab it completely and just slowly pull. But as you see, it will start to mess up like that. So that's why I use the tool. The best thing to do in this situation is just start from the other end and keep going. This is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. Um, it's the most time consuming bit, but once you have it, it's pretty easy. Come on. Yeah, this might be a bad card. I might actually have to get a different one. I've already messed up like 3 times on here, which is fine. I mean, that's why you always get extras whenever you're making these. Come on. Work with me. There we go. Alrighty. We got that corner up. So now we're going to go ahead and peel the rest of it out. So this tool, like I said, I got it. I think it was like a little bundle on Amazon or something. I don't know. It came with a whole bunch of different tools for cleaning and 64 games. That's my other little hobby that I do in my spare time, is collecting those games. All right, cool. We got that off. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're actually gonna create our sheet that we're gonna be making this from. Um, so pretty much how this whole project works is tear the backs off, create like a sheet of the cards themselves. Be something like that. Some of these will be cut in half to fill other areas. And then you're going to take the sheet, put them all together, put a layer of your color on the back side, put a layer of the clear on the front. That way these don't get damaged. And then once you have it all together on like a giant sheet of paper, you're going to use a stencil. I use these old Y Schwartz boxes, and you just trace it out, cut it out, and put it together exactly the same way you would. Um, I've actually tried or considered trying using some of the Ultra Pro deck boxes, but it seems a little off whenever I'm trying to make them. So I haven't really went forth with it. Another thing I just want to go ahead and let you know is that whenever you are making the deck boxes themselves, you want to do it at an angle only because all these creases, it's not good to have where these two cards like come together, kind of take place in the middle of some of these, because they'll just give it extra bends. You could probably work around it, but it's just so much simpler doing a diagonal, and I think it looks, decent that way. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting these together. Let me look at something real quick just to verify what I need to do. I usually look at a picture. Okay, yeah, okay, that was right. Sweet. So it's just 4 rows. These 3 right here, about here. We take this top card right here. We're actually going to cut it in half. So right down the middle, just whoop. You're going to put the bottom half up here, top half down here. Kind of like that. And then kind of we're going to do the same thing again right here. We're going to always, I don't know what the term is, but offset them. So these ones are going to be offset here. This one's going to get cut in half. You can usually cut it in half like right above where the category is. So right about, yeah, there's good. Put the bottom half up here. And we'll put the top half up here. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we actually need to flip all these upside down. So since these are all the same card, it doesn't really matter which ones that go where. But if you're running different cards and you want different ones to be on the like lid, for example, this one I wanted Tenzin to be right here with Cyan on the front. I had to be, mentally aware of what was getting cut where based on the tracing of the stencil. So when it's all one card, it's easy enough. When it's not, that's when it gets tricky. So go ahead, flip all these over. And now we just need to start connecting these as flush as we can. Um, I usually just start right about, I start with two, kind of at an angle like that. Then you just get your Scotch tape or whatever kind of tape you want, whatever you use. It doesn't really matter what we use here. It's just to hold it in place before we put the other stuff on. So get it as close as you can and then just secure it. Then just keep going there, keep connecting each piece, build the grid. And I'm out of tape with this one. Sweet. Let me go ahead and grab another one. Alrighty. So move those in. Make sure it's really nice and tight. Secure it together. I honestly put a piece at every single intersection or just wherever they touch. It's all going to get covered up anyway with the color duct tape when we're done, but for now, it's perfectly fine just doing it like this. One day I'll learn how to actually like edit videos and all that kind of cool stuff, but for now, we're just gonna go with this. No idea when the time cuts need to be, but whatever. You guys don't mind, hopefully. It's gonna be a very niche audience of people that even care about how to make these things, so. Hopefully these are all facing the right direction. Yeah, they are. Okay. That's probably one thing I should have checked. Yeah, everything looks good. Perfect. Sweet. Moving on. Awkward silence. So I've actually tried this with some foil cards before. I haven't actually made a deck box out of it. However, I did do the whole test anyway, just to see how it felt, how it folded, and everything. It felt just like how it would if this had been an actual deck box. So um, the tape on top of the foil looks fine, and then yeah, everything felt good. So I would assume I would have no difficulties actually making a foil one of these. I don't have enough of the card I want to use to make one as of yet. I'm sure I'll be making one here soon. We got about 8 I have to make, I think. So this is one of 8. Alrighty. Sweet. There's something I was going to consider trying this time, but for these prize ones, I'm probably not going to go ahead and mute my mic. I'm going to sneeze. All right, I'm good. I'm fine. Fine. Let's see. Where is my camera? There it is. Sweet. Everything's coming along good so far. We're almost done with this. Then we'll get up into the other tedious-ish bit. It's really hot in my house right now for some odd reason. Granted, I am wearing a long sleeve, but I always do. I tried making a video of this before, but I did not know that Twitch doesn't automatically save your videos when you make things, so I realized I lost it. That was kind of unfortunate. Alrighty, almost done. 2 more pieces of tape, and then we get into the fun stuff. One and 2. Alright, cool. We got our sheet put together. Looks like we got a little bit of gunk on here. Don't know what that's from. Alright, there we go. Got that off. That was weird. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start with the back first, and then we'll move to the front after. So, like I said, this part is a little tedious, but it's manageable. Go ahead and put these tools out of the way for now. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be taking whatever color duct tape you're using, like except for this one we're using yellow, and we're going to be putting layers on here just to pretty much make that inside. I know a lot of people when they're younger used to make like duct tape wallets and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of how I thought of making this kind of stuff. Surprisingly, it's really easy to do. And yeah, the duct tape itself is kind of like a pseudo leather, kind of. Getting it started sucks, so come on. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just trim this edge off right here. Get a nice clean cut. Let's put the extra bit over here. So what you want to do is you want to just take that duct tape, stretch it out, make sure you have enough to cover all the way across, which is right about, yeah, right about there. And don't worry about going over the edges because you're going to trim all it off anyway once it's all on here. So we're going to just go ahead and lay that right here like this. So the cool thing about this that I found out is the duct tape and even the scotch tape, even when you do the front side, it does not, like if you mess up, it's really easy to just take it right back off. It doesn't mess up the cards, it doesn't mess up anything, surprisingly. So that's a definitely a big relief once I figure that. You can literally just rip it right back off the front and it will not damage the card. I think it's just based off of what it whatever it's made out of, that gloss kind of stuff. I'd be curious to try this with maybe another card game just to see how it works or doesn't work. I usually just overlap just a little bit. I don't want to butt it up, Leah. See how this one I completely missed a spot over here. We're going to go ahead and rip that back off. And like I said, it doesn't even mess it up. We can go ahead and reapply it right back on. No issues. Doing these ones like this is a little tedious because you can't really see how far up you are. Perfect. Pretty good. That was actually a really good piece. Flatten it out, press down, on to the next one. A little bit more. It's better to have too much than not enough. There we go, that feels a lot easier to work with. And we skipped again. Can't have that. We rip off a piece of tape. Oh no, everything's falling apart. What have I done? Alright, perfect. Good enough. Let me go ahead and re-secure these for us real quick. Just to make sure we're safe. Rather be safe than sorry. I want to rip this little piece right here off. Perfect. There we go. Mistakes happen. This isn't, it's not easy doing this, but it's not terribly hard. I'm just happy that doesn't rip it. Alright, let's keep going. I'm actually just really happy that things are messing up like this, because it shows what could happen and what the effects are, so you can kind of be not careless, but safe. Alright, I'm gonna lean forward a little bit more this time. Can do what I call a pro gamer move. There we go. Need about, say, another 3-4 pieces at most. Alright, this is looking really good. I love the yellow. Man, this is gonna look really nice when it's done. I'm actually really excited. Every time I make these, they just keep coming out better and better. And I'm just over here like, man, I don't want to get rid of that. I want to keep it. But yeah, I'm excited to make my next one for myself. Haven't made one for myself in a while. That samurai one I made, I'm surprised no one's picked it yet. It looks so good. Alright, this is coming along pretty good. We need like 2 more pieces and we're done. Then we're going to trim up the edges. And then we're going to flip it over and do the front. After that, we're going to trace the deck box, cut it out, put it together, and we're done. Alright, one more piece, just a little one, just for these little guys. Probably won't even need it, but better be safe than sorry, right? There we go. It's a little bit too big of a piece, but whatever, it will work. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and put you right about here. Alright, now if we grab from the top, we can peel up everything just like that. And now we can trim it off. Set this over here. So we're going to go ahead and get our X-Acto knife and start cutting away all this excess for now. So let's just go ahead and trying to be careful not to cut my mat. It's my spare mat, but still. Alright. Looks like we cut a little piece of a card. That's fine. It's going to be cut anyway. Alrighty. There's that. Let's go ahead and trim this side up. Don't mind my big head. Just want to make sure I cut this right. Oop, that's the camera. My bad. Ooh, that is really bad cut. Let's try that again. This thing's kind of far away. I usually don't stream these kind of things because I usually like lean really far forward and really make sure the cuts are good, but I'm also trying to make it so you guys can see. So I do apologize if my big head gets in the way. Let me try to cut that again. There we go, that's a little bit better. Perfect. Alrighty, almost done. Let's go ahead and move this tape out of the way for now. We don't need it right now. We don't need the glue. We don't need the scotch tape anymore. Alright. Roll my sleeves a little bit. So I usually cut these corners like this, so it just makes it a little bit easier for me. Just a wee bit. And the last piece. These little pieces right here that had card part on it, doesn't really matter. They're going to get cut off anyway. Whenever we get to the actual stencil tracing. Alright, there we go. Now let's get this last chunk. Alrighty. Perfect. Sweet. We got that done. Now for the part that's a little bit more tedious. Only a little bit. So if you have a whole bunch of like tape on the side, um, I would recommend trying to cut it off if possible. Otherwise, that's going to be a hindering point whenever you put the other tape on, because it will stick to it and it will most likely mess it up. best to try to get this piece off on the side. It's not going to be much, and it really won't matter, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And I got this all over me. All right. Come on, get off. Thank you. So if we were to take the template, it's going to be going right about here like this. It's going to angle it right. I'll have to figure it out here soon how exactly it needs to fit, but it's right about there. So yeah, as you can see, it's gonna fit just right on here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that next bit done. Go ahead and throw this bits in the trash. And now for the clear. Where did I put it? Found it. Great. Now this part is definitely harder than the colored bit, just because it's really hard to see exactly where you're placing it. So I'm probably going to get all up in the camera, and I do apologize. I just want to make sure this is right, and I hope you understand. All right, nice and clear. No nothing on it, no dirts, no fingerprint. Just kind of lay it on it and then smooth it out. No bubbles. Usually if you just lay it and then press. On to the next one. Yeah, you can't even, looking at the recording right now, and you can't even see where I put that piece of tape, which is good because you don't want it to be obviously noticeable. But if I see if I can't get the glare, you can kind of, yeah, well, yeah, there you go. You can see it now. All right, let's get rid of that. Moving on to the next piece. We're already about 30 minutes in. That's not too bad, all things considered. I want to say these take about maybe an hour at most to make. Right, it's 2 down. Got about 5 more pieces to go. As much as I want to show you how easy it is to take this off, I hope I won't have to. It looks like I got some bubbles right there, so if I can't get these bubbles out, I'm probably gonna, oh no, they're going out. I hate bubbles. There we go. I was about to say, jinx myself and already have to show you how easy yet annoying it is trying to take these pieces off. Where's the end of the tape? That's another thing that's always rough, trying to find the damn ending of the reel. This is going so much easier than the other side. A lot of bubbles on that one. Let's see. There we go. Smooths out pretty good considering there's like all these little creases between the cards. It's really easy to just smooth it right into those creases. Perfect. There. Again, it's always so much better to do more than not enough. Alright, pretty sure, yeah, that's gonna fuck up. So, as you can see, I can just literally, it's scary, I promise, but it comes right off. Just like that. Nice and easy. First time I did it, man, did that scare the crap out of me. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna mess this up so bad. But no, it's surprisingly really easy. It's spooky. You also want to make sure you get like the clearest kind of tape you can. There's definitely a bunch of different brands that you could use, but just the higher quality you use, the higher quality it's gonna look. Usually, you can use the static of the tape itself to pull it into it, which makes laying down these pieces really easy. You need one more long piece and then a short piece. Then we trim the edges, trace it out, cut it out, and that's that. Once we cut it out, we will find and mark the creases using that tool and put it together. Use some super glue on the pieces that need to be. Reinforce it with a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of more tape on it just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Um, the deck boxes aren't like super sturdy, but they're definitely not like crazy flimsy. Um, I'll go ahead and show you. Where's the other one? There we go. This was like the very first one I made. This thing's I've had it probably for like a year or two now, give or take, and it works just fine. It can hold. Um, where's the deck? I just had one. I was just playing. There we go. So yeah, we can just take all these, fits perfectly right in here, just like that. Close it up, and yeah, it's pretty solid. It's not going to open up. It's not going to crumble in on itself. It's really good. Nothing sticks. It's just a really good custom deck box. I don't really know how to explain it more than that. Let's get this last piece on. Then we can get to cutting again. Right about there. Alright, cool. That's done. Sweet. Alright, we don't need much more of that tape. We'll use some later. But for now, let's go ahead and trim off all this excess, just like last time. You don't gotta press down too hard with this tape compared to the other kind. It's pretty thin. Alright, then need to pull back this way. Perfect. Alright, that's satisfying. Go ahead and trash that. Stop cutting right there and I'll just rip that these off. Perfect. I'm not too worried about accidentally cutting this playmat. Like I said, this is just my spare one. So I considered like once I had like the square done to just go ahead and trace it out on like the actual white part and then cut it out from there and then put the pieces on and then cut it again and cut it again, but I figure that just opens up too many chances of accidents, so I might give it a go one day just to, test it. Might be more efficient. I mean, shit. If you're watching this, you play card games, you know what testing is all about. You never know how efficient something is or isn't until you try it. Something might look good on paper, but once you start play testing, oh god, stuck to the damn scissors. Once you start play testing, that's when you can really determine. I'm looking at the camera right now, and it's just like it's kind of cool. You see like the tails. Is that the tail? Yeah, it's a tail. Like makes like a perfect line like that. It's kind of cool. Good job, KP. Nice choice on this card, even though it's a horrible card. I wouldn't recommend anyone using this ever. No, I'm just kidding. It's a good card. Card used to be really good with like Galdes and Larquicious. All right, we got that done, and we have our sheet done now. So now that we have this sheet, we're gonna go ahead and flip it back over. We're gonna trace our outline out using like a pen or like a marker, or even I used to just use just this thing to outline it, and then it puts the dents in there that you just cut along the dents. So whatever you want to do, it's up to you. For me personally, I use a pen, especially one that I know I've used before where I can just like wipe it off. I'll just have to get another napkin or something to clear off the excess ink if there is any. Um, so we want to now make sure that this thing is positioned so that nothing is hanging off, which looks right about there. Sweet. All right, we're gonna go ahead and see if I can get myself a little bit extra slack over here. Try and see if I can give myself a little bit more slack. All right, that looks good. All right, we got to make sure we're very careful not to move it while we trace. The only downside about using a pen is that ink will rub off if you're not careful. Sorry, I'm being very mindful and focused, so I'm not talking too much. This part is definitely the most crucial part, is making sure that this thing does not move while you're tracing. I hardly even have like the hand strength to do this, but whatever. Oh no, don't tell me my pen is dying. Okay. I need something right on. There we go. Just have to press down a little bit harder right there. Almost done. One last little edge to go through. Oh, I saw that move. Let's go ahead and readjust. Okay. Everything's back online. Perfect. Nope, lost it again. It's always this last bit that's very tedious trying to make sure it's good. Alright, we're good. Perfect. Alright. That's done with. Now we can put that off to the side. We have our stencil nice and drawn out. It will definitely wipe off as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple cuts to get some of these big pieces out of the way. There are some rounded edges around here, so I usually just keep going straight and then I go back, cut them out after. Definitely want to make sure you have a steady hand when you do this. So yeah, these ones right here, they come to a point, so. Here's the other piece. As long as you don't touch the ink with your hand, you should be fine. Okay, I can breathe again. Let's go ahead and get this piece over here. How long have we been? We've been almost here for an hour. It's a long video. Maybe I'll try to look into cutting, no pun intended, cutting this video down, but like I said, I don't really know how to do that crap yet. So this is a rounded edge, note to self. There we go. Making progress. But man, does this crap really hurt. Whew, it's hard. Cut right here. There you go. How's that looking? It's looking pretty good, actually. Okay. Let's keep it at it. This is very tedious. Come on, a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that's just this corner. There we go. Almost there. Just got a little bit more to go. Try my best not to touch the ink. I want to wipe it off. Right. There's probably a way more efficient way to do this. Whew, almost there. Just this two little bits down here. This part's kind of tedious, but it's all tedious. What am I saying? Ooh, man. Got it. Nailed it. Almost there. So close. Making sure to miss anything important. No, it's all looking really good. Then I get to go back through, cut the edges, wipe it down, and put it together. Especially it being yellow, you can definitely see all the ink on it, so we're gonna definitely want to wipe it down. That way we get all that excess ink on it off if there is any. I usually try to do my best to cut it out, but I ain't perfect. That I know for sure. Almost done. Whoop. Right. How are we looking on time? 1 hour in. Almost there. I never really timed myself on making these things, but now I know just about how long these take to make. So about hour and a half, I think. I got so many little pieces stuck on me. Thank goodness for music. All right. Now we just need to cut a couple of these corners. Don't want little edges. Come back to that one. All right, looks about good. I'm just gonna do one quick little trim. Get rid of all these little pieces real quick. All right, get rid of all these bigger pieces. Need that tool. Just need to trace one little bit. I accidentally wiped off. There you go. Okay, these parts I actually care about cutting pretty good, so. Okay, there's that piece. Alrighty, now we have that done. Now, where did I put my washcloth? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab a quick washcloth so I can just wipe this down real quick. Only take a second. Alrighty, we're back. Let's go ahead and wipe these off. You always want to go away from it, just in case. Let's make your whole way around go with the tape. Don't go against it. Get all the little ink spots off. We can go back and touch up any like little scraggly pieces. I saw a few that I want to attend to. Alrighty. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and just wipe it down. Just in general. Sweet. Okay, that's done. Set that back right there. Now let's just go through and see if there's any other little pieces I want to touch up, like this little piece right here. Okay. I know it's not going to be seen, but just for me, it makes me feel better. Alrighty, little piece right there. Okay. There we go. Alrighty, everything looks. There's a little piece right there I want to get. Alright, looks like we got it. Alright, this looks pretty good. So this is the end template. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and lay this thing back on right on here just as it was. And we're going to use this tool and we're going to pretty much put all the creases where they need to go and then crease it up. And that's really it. So yeah, we're just going to literally fold where there's a fold. Take our tool, draw a line, fold, draw a line. You kind of see where those lines are. Well, actually, definitely can't see, but you get the gist. We're just literally just creating these little visible lines to use as our guide whenever we actually start folding. Go ahead, fold this in. I like this old plastic tool. It has so many damn purposes for me. Right, get those. Now we just need these last two little creases. You don't really need to do this, not gonna lie, but It just makes it a little bit easier. All right, cool. Now we're gonna move that out of the way. We're gonna just start folding it where the folds are. Those creases just make it a little bit easier. Use the thick end of it to kind of push down on it. You know, I might actually just use a pen. Just like the tip of it like that. Yeah, that works pretty good. See a piece right there I need to trim off, so I'm going to trim that off real quick before I forget. Oh yeah, we're going to use this end. Let me trim this piece real quick. So I reached all the way through when I went to cut it. Okay, let me just double check all my corners. Here's a little corner right here I want to trim up. Okay. Alrighty. Everything looks golden. Sweet. Let's get back to creasing. This little rounded bit definitely helps. After this, all we do is just literally fold it up, put a little bit of super glue where the pieces that need to hold it together, well, hold it together. We need to get our little Velcro piece in, a couple extra pieces of tape for extra security, extra strength, and that is really it. Let's go ahead and make sure we get this crease right. There we go. Yeah, doing this diagonally is so much better than doing it non-diagonally. Promise you that. That one I made just to try. Yeah, it saved a whole lot of extra cards, but man, it was not. Um, I wouldn't want to use it, and if I wouldn't want to use it, I wouldn't want to give it to anyone. I think I just end up like either throwing it away or just giving it to like some newer player that I came across. I was like, hey, look, I'm sorry, it's not great, um, but it's yours. Enjoy. Okay. Now this crease right here needs to go both ways, so we're going to go ahead and crease it down this way, then we're going to flip it back, make sure it can crease good the other way, as this is our lid. And sweet, we got one more crease. And there we go. We got everything good to go. Now we're just going to go ahead and start putting together. This is where we're going to use our super glue. We're going to use a little bit more of this tape, a little bit more duct tape, and that's pretty much it. So as you can see, it's going to look, I can't remember if I did it on the inside or if I did on the outside. Okay, I did on the outside. Cool. So these are going to be on the inside like that. This comes up, this comes up, comes in like that. This wraps around to the front, and then this is going to close just like that. That's kind of how it's going to look once we, secure it all together, of course. But so yeah, let's go ahead and get on it. We're going to make sure we want to make sure all these creases are nice and tight. Make sure Whenever we fold it together and secure it, it is perfectly perfect. So we're going to go ahead and start by taking our little super glue. We don't want a lot on it, just enough. We're going to paint it right onto this little flap right here, just like this. Ooh, that stuff's strong. Alright, so we want to make sure that we are lining this up exactly how we would want it to look. So we want to make sure that these are perfectly square, exactly how we would want it. Just like that. Okay, we're going to hold it here for just a second. Okay. That's pretty good right there. Alright, cool. Stuff dries really quick, which is really nice. We do the same thing on this side. So we're going to go ahead and get our glue again. Just enough, not too much. We're going to re-secure this with a little bit of extra tape too, just to make sure it is good. But for now, we just want to make sure that this corner is nice and secure. Yeah, that's a good corner. That's a good corner. Hold it here for just a little bit, then we're going to do the left side. Then after that, we put some pieces of tape down, put a Velcro, and it is done. This deck box came out pretty dang good. I mean, they always come out good. What am I saying? Does that make me biased? I don't know. I'm a little biased. All right. That is secure. We're going to go ahead and move to the left side while that dries even further. Yeah, I love this little brush mechanic. Not mechanic, you know what I mean. Jeez. I can only talk to myself for so long without things starting to not make sense or I start repeating things. I probably already even said that. So yeah, let's go ahead and paint this on. Put that back in there. And go ahead and make sure that corner is looking good. So we're going to hold it in exactly there. Perfect. Hold it down for just a few seconds. This stuff bonds really fast. Just hold it for a little bit longer. Man. Okay, that should be good. Now we're going to paint the inside just a little bit. Alright, that's good. Hold it down, lined up perfectly. Alright. Then we just can give it just a little bit longer. Just enough to hold it so we can tape it down. Go ahead and secure this cap back on so it doesn't dry out. Alright, cool. That looks really good. No leaking, no overlapping. Flawless. That looks great. Okay, cool. So we're going to take just a small, if I can find the dang edge of it. There it is. So we're going to take about 2-3 inches. And we're going to wrap it around the edge just to secure it a little bit more. Kind of line it up with the top of it. There we go. And then what we would do next is we kind of cut these we have these little pieces kind of hanging off to the edge. I don't know if you can see them. but you're gonna just cut like a triangle, kind of like right here. That's gonna let you fold this in. If you've ever wrapped presents, you know what all this is about. So then cut another little triangle this way. Get that off the scissors. Okay, cut two more little triangles on the other side. One right there, one right there. Tear it off. Get it off my hand. I can't. We're gonna go ahead and fold these in. Fold this in. This is just like I said, extra security so it doesn't come undone. We're also going to be putting a piece on the inside too, kind of like right here in the bottom and on the front. And then that's done. I think I got a text message. Someone text me? Okay, sweet. Someone did. Now I need another about 3 inches-ish, give or take. Onto this side. Go ahead, take it, wrap it around the edge, just like that. Cut the triangles out, fold it down. Okay, there's that. And we got 2 more little triangles to cut. One, two. Sweet. Fold it down, fold it down. All right. Now all that's left is just get a couple like small pieces of yellow. And we're gonna put it on the inside. Just so that, need about an inch or so. I'm probably gonna trim this off just a little bit with the X-Acto knife because that was a rough cut. So we'll set this on here. Just go ahead and slice like that. We're just gonna put this guy right here in the bottom, covering it just enough. I know the glue's dry and everything, but I just want to make sure that we're not going to have any ever issues. All right, cool. And I gotta do one more little piece just on the back side of this end, so right about here. We put one at the bottom so it's flat, now we're gonna put one right about there. So we need about another inch or so. So let me go ahead and give myself a little bit of extra slack since I cut that one pretty wonky last time. There we go. And we can just go ahead and about there. Might be a little bit too big actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and trim that up just a little bit more. Perfect. Alrighty, let's go ahead and, oh no, I stuck it on itself. Ah, alright, we're good. We did it. Alright, trying to make sure I can see what the hell I'm doing. Too high. Alright, that's that. All we need to do left is the easiest part of the whole damn thing, and that's putting the Velcro on. I say that, but watch, I'm gonna mess this up somehow. Alright, cool. This is looking really good. Got a couple extra pieces. Yeah, look at that. That looks really clean. That looks really clean. That came out really good. I really like the yellow. Let's go ahead and get these Velcro pieces on. Always reference back to my most recent one, I put that pit there. Okay. So the easiest way to do this is, for me, I just use these little dots, put them together, and then while they're together, stick it right about there, then close it exactly how you'd want it to look closed. So right about there. Then make sure it comes off. And we are done. This is a done deck box, just like that. Ready to go. Perfect. This looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and put some cards in here just to, you know, test. So get just, yeah, fits perfectly. Closes. And that's a wrap. This came out pretty damn good. I really, really, really like the yellow. I'm probably going to be making myself another one of these here soon. I might make another video, um, or not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a live video next time. I have 7 more to make. But yeah, that's pretty much how you make these deck boxes. I know it's a long video. Um, Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Go ahead and cut this off.